Yeah, old Gumpy Greaser. Geezer. I don't even want to call myself. What do I call myself? The old Gumpy. We just started that one. It's got fun. We're going to get some better stuff. Got me a bag full of NES games. Good game. Hi there, old game geezer here with Mrs.
Hello.
This past weekend we did a road trip to Moncton, New Brunswick. There's quite a few game stores there, pawn shops and stuff that have a lot of games. So we did an overnight trip. We stayed at a nice inn. Spent the night there to get up nice and fresh to hit the flea market and stuff in the morning. So when we headed out in the morning, the first place we headed to was a place called Carlton's Flea Market, or Carlson's Flea Market. And there was a few vendors had some games, but way in the back, kind of in this, you had a zigzag through a bunch of different rooms, and you came across a little store called Sean's Video Games. And nice setup. He's got a nice room full of games there. Picked up a couple things from him. So first off, we did a couple of Game Gear games. So we got Desert Speed Trap with Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote. And another Game Gear, we got Tom and Jerry the movie. So that was it for Game Gear. Got a couple of games. Now, I have no idea how to say this game. How about you?
Astanix?
Okay. What she said. Good label, nice shape. But he did have another game there that was a pretty good game that I need for our collection. All these games I need for the collection. But we got Dragon Warrior 3. That was a nice pickup. Nice label.
So that flea market is sort of, a lot of their flea markets, actually I think all their flea markets up there are permanent vendors. So it's done with, they have their own space that they rent on a permanent base, and they have a full setup that is left there all the time. It's not a tear down and bring your stuff again next week. So that's why he's got a nice little, almost a little shop hidden away in the corner back there. And he recognized Old Game Geezer.
Yeah, somebody actually watches these videos.
So
yeah, he was a nice guy.
So it's kinda cool.
Good stuff. We'll go back up and visit him again when he gets some more stuff in and see what he's got. Moncton's a great place to go for games. There's a lot more there than there is here in Halifax, it seems. I mean, there's a few stores here in Halifax, but the prices are like crazy. Up there, they seem to be a little more reasonable and a lot more to choose from. So that was our first stop. That was Carlson's Flea Market. So next stop, we stopped at Parlor Pawn, which last time we were up here, we got a crap load of PlayStation 2 games for $2 a piece. Didn't have anything really great there today, so I only picked up a couple of small things. So one I picked up is a Game Boy game, but it's a UK release. So it's Disney's Interactive Adventures featuring Hercules. Little bit of label loss there, but not a bad pickup. You can't find that around here. The only other one, and these ones were really cheap. They were in a little box. They were only a couple bucks a piece. World Cup USA 94. So that was the 2 Game Boy games. Then we picked up 2 Game Gear games. We got Tailspin, and the other Game Gear game was Chekin.
Shakan?
Shakan, Chekin, Shakan.
Shakan.
What she said. All right, so we got those 2. So that was it for Parlor Pawn. Now moving on, we went to Spin It. Spin It's a great store. It's a combination of toys, records, video games,
and video store rental place.
And they still have a video rental store in the front of it in for a retail outlet. So has a lot of stuff in one area. So we picked up all this stuff there. A couple more Game Boy games. We got Jungle Book.
We actually visited it over 2 days when we first went up, and then again on the second day because we were kind of tired the first day.
Yeah, we were getting a little groggy. We work overnight, so by the time we got there, it was late afternoon, and we had been up for probably 16 to 18 hours. So we were getting a little didn't know what we were doing type thing. Didn't know where we were going. You should see me drive. Woohoo! Anyway, the next Game Boy game is Boggle Plus. And a couple more Game Gear games. I'm going for a complete Game Boy and a complete Game Gear collection. Game Gear, we got Earthworm Jim. We got Chuck Rock on the floor.
Chucked it on the floor.
We got Baku Baku. So that was it for Game Gear games. Then we got some NES. These just came in as we were there. The buddy was selling them to them just as we got there, so he let me go through them and pick out what I wanted, and there's some fairly good games here. So for NES, we got Rampage. Again, nice labels. We got Tag Team Wrestling. We got Bubble Bobble. And we got Manic Mansion. So that was it for Spin It. Now, we went to another flea market, with this one's called Dexters Flea Market.
And same idea, a lot of all
permanent sellers. They're going to be there every week. Not a lot of actual games, but we picked up a couple things that were game related. We've got a plug and play golf game, which looks kind of interesting, called Golden Golf Tee. Haven't tried that out yet, but I like plug and play, so it should be pretty good. And the other thing we got, which I thought was really cool, it's not a game, but it's game related. We got Pac-Man album. So that's going to go on the wall. It's kind of an interesting thing to add to the collection.
And we collect albums to a
certain extent. We do vinyl.
I mean, we do vinyl, but we filtered out most of the stuff. Now it's just stuff that's interesting or fascinating to us.
So yeah, it's a really good picture disc for on the wall in the game room. So that's kind of cool. That was it for in Moncton. We left this to last because it's got at least one really good game in it, and I kind of wanted to show that one off. This stuff we picked up on the way up. We stopped in Amherst, Nova Scotia, and there's a tiny little store. It says a pawn shop, game store,
Crescent Avenue,
auto sales,
trades, pawn shop, buy and sell, autos thing. But the neat thing about that was that one of, I don't know if it's sort of a co-owner or whatever, is actually based out of Halifax. And Kevin had already
Yeah, a couple weeks ago he had posted
done
some games on
trades.
on Kijiji, which is Craigslist here in Canada,
Equivalent. Yeah.
equivalent in Canada. So I bought a couple of N6 or NES games and a couple of Super NES games from him, and then he told me about the store and he sent me a link, and I decided we'd go up there, and basically we based the trip on going up there so we could see this little store. It's tiny, but it's got a lot of games in it. They got really good prices, and I picked up a ton of games from them. So first off, we got Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. We got Bad News Baseball. We got Dragon Spirit. Al Unser's Turbo Racing. We got Target Renegade. Again, all these labels are in really good shape. Desert Commander. Jaws. Now, I'm kind of curious because all the other Jaws I've seen, the letters are in red. I'm not quite sure why these are in white. If you know, let me know. I don't know if it's, I don't think it's fade. So, anyway, that's Jaws.
This time there's no escape.
So it must be number 2. She can read it, so I can't. This one. Can you tell me that one?
Oh Lord.
No, it's not. Oh Lord.
Cybernoid. Cybernoid.
Cybernoid. Okay, I couldn't read that name. Jesus Christ. All right. All right. Win, lose, or draw. WWF WrestleMania. Rockin' Ball. So all these games here that I've been getting were all anywhere from $3 to $9. Spy Hunter. Tiger Heli. Infiltrator. And Low G-Man. And the last game, this is the one that has a little bit of label damage on the upper label. The main label is fine, but the edge label has lifted a bit, and there's one little mark on it. But it's the best game that I've found out there just hunting, and I took a bunch of stuff up to trade, so I got more than 90% of this in trade. So the game is S.C.A.T. Special Cybernetic Attack Team. So, and if you can see, there's just a little bit of, the label has lifted a little bit, but it's not terrible. But I was happy to get that. That's a rare game, so very good to get. So that was all the stuff that we found on our trip to Moncton. A lot of NES games, put a lot more into my collection. Needed everything we bought, except I bought one double, which I don't know why I buy doubles, considering I have it all on my phone and just can't look at it because I'm too lazy. I bought Super Spike V-Ball. That was a double. Other than that, all good. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Leave us a comment, subscribe and like down here somewhere in this area. We'll be back with another video shortly. We're taking a little break now between now and Christmas. Not going to try to buy too much, but that never happens. So anyway, we'll see you soon.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.